Man, this is live. Anything can
I
happen.
guess 1 minute to 11. It's 1 minute to 11. We can go live.
Man, this is live. Anything can happen. Man, this is live. Anything can happen. Man, this is live. Anything can happen.
And what if you fuck up?
Man, this is live. Anything can happen.
I'd be pissed scared I'd get a boner or fucking fart or something.
Man, this is live. Anything can happen.
Shut the fuck up, man. You're making me nervous.
Fighting the Frizzies at 11.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Pop Culture in the Morning. 13 people's here to ready to get some pop culture all wet and soggy in the morning. Oh, man, I'm going to try to not sniffle and cough all in your face again like I've been doing the last probably 2 weeks or week and a half. So we got Crazy Nugget in here, class of 86, and we got Rich. Rich is in here right now. Hi, Junk Man, he says. Hi to you also. Ooh, 16. We jumped 3 people and just like that. Well, what are we going to talk about today in pop culture? 1986. I like doing the episodes where we look back at each certain year, and we're going to go back to 1986. Sorry, guys. We've got some special, if you weren't here last night, we got some special Alien Todd offensive jokes that will be sent just to you if you send in a super chat. That's right. Be prepared. Don't get your panties in a wad. If you're easily offended, you might be careful. Might want to leave because Alien Todd is here. And you know he's the offensive comic. He will give you the inappropriate joke if you send in a super chat. We also got a new one from Primetime Charlie. I know a lot of people hate Primetime Charlie. And we got some other things to look at, plus some old videos.
Oh no, somebody's busted my antenna.
I will play that one every day because I love it so much. I love it so much. We got Jim. We got Go Figure in the house. Oh, Go Figure. I did a podcast with them. They got a, 86 was the end of Superpowers line. Go Figures. Check out Go Figures. Got a podcast. Maybe I'll tell you in the chat when it's coming up. I think it's coming up sometime today or tomorrow, sometime very soon. Samantha Adams is here. Finally, Samantha's back. She started high school in 86. She must be a little older than me, because I think I started high school in 86. But then again, I had some troubles in school. I know got held back in actual kindergarten because of something about my age, and then was turned. So I was always like a year older. The second grade, I failed second grade. Then I failed ninth grade. And then almost, because I missed too many days cutting school. Then 11th grade, I almost failed 11th grade, but I had enough credits to graduate from high school, although I was never officially in the 12th grade. And I was like 20 years old when I got out of high school. My God, can you believe it? That's what happens when you fall behind, I guess. Rich wants to know if anybody out there has snow today. No, it did get a little colder today. It's like 48 down here in the south. Oh, cool year. So let's check out. We did this yesterday, and let's do today in Star Wars history. I didn't have it pulled up. I didn't have it ready to go. Today in Star Wars history. Let's pull that out. We did that yesterday and looked at some history stuff, and it was kind of fun. Let's see if we got anything new to talk about today. On this date, April 1st. Remember that, April 1st. Never know what's going to happen. Today is April 1st. Let me scoot over a little bit. I think I'll be over here a little bit. In 1979, Star Wars novel Han Solo, A Star's End, was published. Probably the second EU book, I guess, because Splinter of the Mind's Eye, I guess, would be considered the first EU book. And also, on this date in history, in 2011, the last episode of Season 3 of The Clone Wars aired. So there you go. Some stuff you didn't know today. Let's check out some other today and do kind of pulp culture. Let's kind of look at some days in pulp culture history and see here. see what we can come up with. Again, guys, support the channel. Send in some super chats. Support the channel. Get you an Alien Todd, and you might get a prize. The top super chat today will get a shout out in one of my next videos. How about that? On one of my normal videos, not one of my live streams. The one that's seen by over 1 million people. I mean, over by 1,000 people. Oh man, it's gonna make me put in the date. Come on. Let's see here. 1989. Seems like it was just yesterday. The day the Space Needle almost collapsed. I don't remember that. The Space Needle almost collapsed? Probably some April Fool's joke. Yep, April Fool's joke. Oh, God. 1970 on this day, cigarette ads got banned from TV and radio. 1891, the Wrigley's Gum Company was founded. General Hospital debuted. I don't see the year on that. Well, that wasn't fun. That page sucked. I don't like that today's page in history. Golly, they didn't give us nothing to go on, did they? Check this one right here. It's probably going to be a bunch of phony stuff being today is the day of the phonies. 1976, Apple Computer Company was formed by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak and Ronald Wayne. No, there you go. 1983, Monty Python's The Meaning of Life and Screwball was released in theaters. How about that? There you go, some movie news. 1988, Beetlejuice, The Seventh Sign, Bright Lights, Big City debuted in the theaters. There you go, some more movies. 1989, seems like it was just yesterday. Number one hit was The Bangles, Internal Flame. Remember that? Internal Flame. In 1994, Major League 2 and Thumbelina was released. How about that? Really, really good. 1997, as part of a crossover April Fool's joke. Man, this is probably the classic, the best joke ever on April Fool's. Pat Sajak hosted Jeopardy, and Alice Trebek hosted Wheel of Fortune. Oh my God, weird, wacky stuff. I'm sure the 70-year-old grandmas were very excited. In 2004, Gmail was launched on April 1st, and people believed it was an April Fool's Day prank, but it wasn't. How about that? 2005, Sin City was released in the theaters. Sin City. See if there's any more. See if there's anything else worth talking about. Oh, how about this? I didn't realize it was that long ago. 1979, on this date, in 1979 history, a Nickelodeon premiered. A Nickelodeon. We would all, as a kid, we watched Nickelodeon, but it would go off the air about 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night, and A&E would be replaced with A&E. We would go from watching people getting slime turned on the head to guys prancing around a stage in tights with their big bulls showing. Really hated it when Nickelodeon went off and they put on A&E. And 1984, singer Marvin Gaye was shot 3 times and killed by his father in a domestic dispute. Whew. He must have tried to take home one of his blue snaggletooths or something. Okay. Let's check over the chat. We got Go Figure still in here. We got Dominic and we got Rich. We got Citizen Nut. No, Naughty in here. We got Jim. Jim. See a lot of Jim. Anthony. Samantha, of course, is in the house. But we are here. We are rocking. To be honest with you, the primetime show, the pop culture show, here's in dire straits, guys. We don't get as many super chats and we don't get as many views. Maybe it's too early in the morning to be talking pop culture. We'll give it another week and then we might have to retune some stuff to see what's going on. Because we're getting a good steady stream over at the 7 o'clock show. But we're going to talk movies, toys, comics, all kinds of stuff from 1989. Let's all start right here. Let's go with music. Let's start with music because, I've done these and I've known probably 7, 8 of the top 10. I didn't know a lot of these songs here, so I thought it'd be fun to. Let's start with the number 10 song of 1986. I would love to play a clip of it, but you know how YouTube is there. Number 10, Robert Palmer. Addicted to Love. Everybody remembers this video. Oh, we got Adam Firm is now a member. I need to make a special video for y'all members. Thank you, Adam, for coming a member. It means a lot, supporting the channel, supporting the live, supporting everything. We're going to give you, although I saved the super chats, I'm going to give you an inappropriate Todd joke. Again, I'm sorry if this is offensive.
What do you call a woman that thinks she can do whatever a man does? A dumbass.
Oh. Let's give this one to Adam also.
Fighting the Frizzies at 11.
Okay, we got Daniel sending us super chats. So sweet fold for a little Jawa dude. Love him. He loves the little Jawa dude. So this, where is it at? Oh my God. This, Daniel for super chat. This is just for you.
Hey sisters! It's me, Valentine Charlie, and I can't believe it. Your son, Super Chat! Oh my God, Super Chat! Oh my God, thank you so much. It means you support the channel. It means you're the biggest Raylo fan ever. You want to see more Raylo stuff? Oh my God. Oh, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna do a whole Raylo video. What do you think? I love Raylo. What about JoJo? Do you love JoJo? I love JoJo too. Oh my God, I love JoJo. What about James Charles? Did you hear about James Charles? I saw he was training the other day. I don't know what happened. I don't really care because I love him. I don't care what he did. Oh my God. What about David Murphy? What are all these videos about David Murphy? Oh my God, oh my God. I can't take it anymore. I got these for Super Chat. Oh my God, it means so much. Oh my God.
It is too early for some primetime Charlie. I'm sorry, it is just too early for that. But let's hop back over. We were talking about the songs. Addicted to Love. Everybody knows that. I was going to sing it, but I don't remember how it goes. You know, I know the video. It's got the guys in the background. The girls all look alike in the background. Speaking of girls that look alike, did you see my latest video about the twins from Star Wars, the action figures that never got made? Or probably never will get made, all due to a kid finding a trading card or a game card in a shop. Watch that video if you didn't watch it. It's pretty interesting. And today, coming up on the channel at 5 o'clock, our daily video, I'm going to tell you about the company, the small company, toy store that almost got Star Wars. No, it wasn't Kenner. They was almost another story. Company that got Kenner. I mean, they were really close to signing the deal. The things went south when you upset George Lucas. We'll talk about that at 5 o'clock. Let's get back to the top 10 movies, music, of 1986. Karen, Mr. I don't know what this is. I can't sing it. I don't know. I don't remember this song. Carrie, I guess Kyrie. Carrie, I don't remember this. Mr. I've heard of the band, but that's about all I can tell you. Number 8, A Burning Heart by Survivor. Now, I thought Survivor only had Eye of the Tiger. That's the only time I've ever heard anyone refer to Survivor. But apparently it had a song called Burning Heart. Now, you can tell by 1986, man, I was digging Randy Travis, the way Yoakum, Steve Earle. I was not near pop culture, I guess, because and then what it wasn't country, I was listening, maybe Beastie Boys, were they out then? Is that when License to Ill came out? I was really into that. I must have been far away from pop culture in 86, because I don't remember a lot of these here. Number 7, you can't get away, you can't not know this one. Party All the Time by the great soul singer himself, Eddie Murphy. That's right, comedian, funny man, Dr. Detroit. No, he wasn't Dr. Detroit. Nutty Professor himself, Eddie Murphy, had the number 7 biggest song of 1986 with Party All the Time. I bet he thought he could do anything. Hit movies, hit concerts, hit characters on Saturday Night Live, hit TV, everything. No, there was no stopping Eddie Murphy back in the 80s. Okay, number 6, How Will I Know by the overly loved Whitney Houston. Never really cared for Whitney Houston, but just wasn't my type of music. Nothing personal there. And I hate I Will Always Love You. I didn't even like it when Dolly Parton sang it. Although she wrote it about Porter Wagner, and everybody's got to love Porter Wagner because he dressed so cool. And you're probably thinking, who the hell is Porter Wagner? Number 5, Mr. is back into the charts. Can you believe it? Mr. made it back into the charts there. 2 songs. I don't even know this one. Broken Wings. I think I know Broken Wings. I think it's a slow song. If it's the one I'm thinking of, take these broken wings. I don't know. That's probably not how it goes. Number 4, Patti LaBelle's On Her Own with On My Own. I don't know what this is either. Man, sorry guys, I just wasn't around music. Maybe you guys know. Number 3, I Miss You. Climax. Never, that don't even ring a bell at all. That don't even sound vaguely familiar. Number 2, now this one I know, I have to know this one. Say You, Say Me by everyone's favorite, Don McLean. Okay, so that's a very famous song right there by Don McLean. He's probably his follow-up to Garden Party. So we got number 1 song, and I know it's April Fool's Day, so I know Don McLean didn't sing that song. It was by Lionel Richie, so you can tell me in the chat that I was wrong. And I know Garden Party was by Ricky Nelson, not by Don McLean. It's April Fool's. Number 1 song Not a good one, not a good one, not a good one. I mean, That's What Friends Are For by Dionne Warwick. Dionne Warwick. All I can remember about her really is that they had a puppet of her that was creepy on Soul Train, Solid Gold. That was creepy. Oh, Brad sent another super. I didn't know what you wanted me to put on the board. I will put the board up by the time the daily videos come. My board doesn't say Bad Ash yet. Is that what you wanted? I wasn't sure what you wanted to say. I meant to ask you again because I might have missed it. Brad won the board of the week until next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we're going to change it out to get your message up there. He wants Bad Ash up there. So we'll get that up for you by today's video. We got, Go Figure knows who Porter Wagner is. So he's got to love some Porter Wagner. You gotta love Porter Wagner. Porter Wagner should be on every t-shirt. It should be a law, at least in the United States. Okay. Whitney Houston on Silver Spoons with closet gay actor. Okay, who was Bobby Brown was in Silver Spoons. Okay, Brian sends in a super chat again. Brian, we're gonna give you a naughty joke, but I think you were here last night, so you probably seen most of these. But anyway, here we go, Brian.
Thank you for sending a super chat. So here's your super chat joke. Why do Mexicans never have sex ed and driver's ed on the same day? They have to give a donkey a break at some point.
Gonna get canceled, man. I'm gonna get canceled. I need to come up with a new character. We got to get rid of Alien Todd. That's gonna get us in trouble right there. Rick James produced Party All the Time. He did Party All the Time, and it sounds like a Rick James song, doesn't it? Thank you, Junk. Solid Gold Dancers, yuck, what a crap music show. Thank God of music videos. Music videos didn't stay around too long. Well, I guess they stayed around about 10 years, but now music videos about damn, that's on YouTube, I guess. Jim let us know that Robert Palmer died of a heart attack. He sure did. Sorry to hear that. Okay, we looked at the music, so let's talk the toys of 1986. That might be a lot of fun, but let me, damn, I didn't bring a drink up here. I didn't try not to cough all over the camera, and I forgot to hit mute. Sorry about that. I could play this for you guys.
Hi, baby girl.
I know Samantha loves to see that. She's like, oh, can you play?
Hi, baby girl.
That should have been my April Fool's video today, just all day long.
Hi, baby girl.
And I'm sure you guys would love to hear it.
Hi, baby girl.
You can never get sick of that.
Hi, baby girl.
I mean, after all, looks like he's got pubes on top of his head.
Hi, baby girl.
Are you sick of seeing that yet?
Hi, baby girl.
Well, I guess it could get worse.
Hi, baby girl.
I tried this one chili and it set my mouth on fire and I had to drink a 2-liter of Mountain Dew.
There's Ashley. There's old Ash coming on in here. Bad Ash. I'm going to have to put up on the board later. Bad Ash. Okay, let's talk the toys of 1986. Here goes. What is that? Somebody always trying to... Why is it always trying to text me when I'm trying to do a live stream here? Centrons, everyone remember these figures right here, but they're a popular figure in 1986. 1986. Sounds like a good time period for some toys. Who remembers that? What about these right here? Chuck Norris was back on the screen, a little small screen there, with a cartoon. He had his own series of action figures. That's right. Chuck Norris had action figures. Jim, Samantha out there probably played with him. I doubt Ashley played with him. Samantha looks like the type that would have played with him. If Sledgehammer was in here, she probably would have played with him. We got Jim, the dolls. Never cared about the cartoon or the show. My Buddy and My Little Sister for the girls. You know, they came out with back then you could do a toy target for a boy called My Buddy because it was for kids that didn't have friends. They played with this creepy Chucky looking doll. And then you had My Kid Sister for the girls that wanted to play it that didn't have a sister or something. My Kid Sister. Now I want to see something really quick here. I think I pulled down the wrong picture on this next one here. Nope. My Monster for the kids that thought My Buddy was too sissified. Maybe that's the word. I don't know. 80s word, you know. kids that say, I'm not going to be caught dead playing with a My Buddy doll. God, I can't leave my nose alone. They got a monster pet. That's right. A little more gruesome right there. Really would upset your grandmother. Grandmothers like to see stuff like this coming over their house for the weekend. They did not like to see this. They thought it was the work of Satan. Of course, Nintendo, although it was launched in 1985, it really took off in 1986, so that's why I placed it there. Guys, gonna have to hold on to just a second. I do have to. Sorry, guys. I'll be right back.
La la la, Luke, Luke, I am your father. La 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 la.
Aw, I've interrupted happy time.
Okay, guys. I thought about doing the whole video on mute just for April Fool's Day, but sorry, I had to blow my nose. I know you didn't want to see that. We got another super chat comments from Darth Smoker. Hey, Jumpman, can I see the double-bladed Saber Kid? Let me get through the toys, and we will take a look at that just for you. Ashley becomes a member. Ashley has become a member. Oh, my God. Things are getting crazy around here. Thank you, Ashley, so much. Always around to support the channel. I will get you a clip for that. Here you go, Ashley. Since the member clips are small, and I can get back talking toys, let's give her, for becoming a member, you get, Jesus, what do you get? This one. And that was Ashley fending off the trolls in the chat room. Thank you, Ashley, so much. Let's get back. I'll get back to you, Darth, in a second. Let's get through these toys. Y'all want to hear these toys. We got, I need to say the super chats from maybe the end. We got Nintendo, like I said, launched in 85 in the US, became a huge hit in 86, so I'll put it in the 86 category. That's when most of us got hooked on it. NFL hats, helmets, I guess I should say. Remember that? They usually found a bubblegum machines. Wasn't always. Probably could get them somewhere else. But I'm not a sports guy. And especially, I might can watch baseball if I was forced to in the 90s. Of course, the Braves, and being in Atlanta, being from Georgia, watched some Braves. And my grandma would always watch the Braves when I was laying on the floor playing with my Star Wars toys. The Braves were on TV. So I can sit through baseball. Football was just too boring to me. I think they play for like 3 seconds and they stand around, pat each other on the ass, and then they start playing again. I remember something about somebody made a pass to a tight end and he scored, and I was like, this just doesn't sound like my type of game. I just can't get into football. Just can't. But I can't get into really any sports. I know I look athletic. The closest I get to doing anything sports is drinking Gatorade sometimes. That's as close as you'll see Jumpman doing any kind of sports. But I did like these helmets. I remember trying to find a Falcon one again from the, well, actually it was the Steelers. I was really big into the Steelers sometime too in the early 80s. I don't know why. I had a Steelers jacket, Pittsburgh Steelers shoes, but I didn't know nothing about it. And I won a Mean Joe Green t-shirt from Coca-Cola, but I don't know why. But I remember trying to find a Falcons hat, helmet, or a Steelers. Never could, but never really cared, really, if I got it or not. And She-Ra, the costume. Now, this is probably the only toy on this list I have. I was getting out of toys by 86, of course. I was getting older, but this is the one that I actually remember having. I was going on 14, so, I didn't really care as much about the action figures, but this one here was more of an action, something you could actually role play with, so this one I actually had. And you remember these watches here. What are they called? I wrote it down. Watch mammals. I don't remember that. I remember kids having them. I'll take that back. I remember kids having them. I remember this one lady. Okay, I was in school, 7th grade, I think, 8th grade maybe, middle school. I wasn't like Samantha, starting high school already. I fell 2nd grade. But I remember this lady. She was about the size of Danny DeVito. About just as tall as Danny DeVito, just as wide as Danny DeVito. If Danny DeVito was an ugly woman with acne on her face, this would have been Danny DeVito. So this was halfway through school year. I walked in there walked into the classroom, and I was like, all right, we got a substitute today. Because I saw, that little fat lady, that little Dan DeVito lady standing at the front of the class, and I was all excited. And the class started laughing. They was like, oh, man, junk kid, you crazy, man. Junk kid, you crazy. And I was like, what are you talking about? Why am I crazy? Then I realized it was a new student in class. And here I was saying it was a substitute teacher, and I was all excited because I could go to sleep in class. It was a new student. I think her name was Rebecca. What fit her right there. But I remember, I didn't notice till later that she had a watch, one of these type of watches on in middle school. Well, hers I think was a Pound Puppy, but at least I called it a Pound Puppy because I remember making fun of it in front of the whole class so they could all laugh at her with me because they would be laughing at her and not me. I don't direct my humor to somebody else, which I feel bad for now. At the time, I'm a kid in high school. That's what we did. But I was like, Pound Puppy, the funky puppy. And I remember doing that every time I would make fun of her and say, oh, she's going to lift off her Pound Puppy to see what time it is. And I would say, then she would walk off and I would say, Pound Puppy, the funky puppy. I don't know. I was a stupid kid. So, Rebecca, if you're out there somewhere, still looking like Danny DeVito, I apologize. I thought you was the substitute teacher thing wasn't a joke because I really did think you were a substitute teacher. Well, there's a little story there for you. And we talked all the toys. We got toys. Let's hop over to the super chat here. We got Darth Smoker. What a great name. Be careful. You know who looks like a Darth Smoker? I'm not gonna play the whole clip. You know what I'm gonna play. Oh shit, I lost it. You know who looks like a Darth Smoker?
Okay, Junk Band, I know you're still watching. Hear it from me to you. Fuck off.
That looks like it. But let's send. Darth Smoker wants to see the double-bladed saber kid. I believe he means this one. If this is not the one you mean, then I'm sorry, but we'll play something else. But here you go, Darth Smoker, just for you.
Of the Sith Army. Anger is not the way of the Jedi.
Oh, Darth, I think I got you screwed up. I think I played for you the one that you wanted to see of the. But you did get to see it, I hope. But Darth, we'll send this appropriate joke out for you also.
How many women does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. They just sit around and beach all day.
Oh, Alien Todd. Hear that out there? Hey, trying to do a live stream and we got the trash man trashing everything. What's going on here? Okay, Darth, hopefully I think I got you switched around, but hopefully you did see the video you wanted to see, so sorry about that. Road Comment says the channel's popping. We even got girls watching. I like that's kind of a good cliche. Well, this channel's popping. We even got the girls watching. I like. Might need some work, but I think I like that.
Hey, Jumpman channel popping though.
That is true. Jumpman channel is popping. No, so let's see. We did the toys. We did the music. Let's see what else we can do. Let's talk television shows of the 1980s. The top 10 television shows that you were watching while I was watching Nashville Now like a country hick, laughing at Shotgun Red. What the hell is he talking about? Thanks, Jumpman. That'll work. Okay, thank you, Darth. Again, go figure. Hey, Jumpman, here's the link to our crossover podcast. Check that out. I guess it's up now. I will tweet it all out later today. Had a lot of fun over at the Go Figure, guys. We did top 10. Oh, not top 10. We did like 4 or 5 movies that we wish had action figures back when we were a kid. And I told him that I was going to do a video on that subject also and have it ready to go on Thursday at the time of this podcast, but I didn't know it was going to be Thursday. I've got something else planned today, so sorry, Joe. I'll get that up tomorrow, maybe. Because today we got the company that almost did the Kenner toys. Whole plan and everything. It's going to be a lot of fun on that. I think y'all guys will really like that one. Now, before we talk TV shows, I said we was going to talk TV shows, but let's talk cartoons, mostly Saturday morning cartoons. I don't want to hear, Jumpman, that cartoon didn't come on Saturday. That came on afternoons on Wednesday. I don't want to hear that. I'm going to say Saturday morning cartoons. Maybe they all wasn't, but let's go with Rambo. Who remembers Rambo had his own cartoon? That's right, the R-rated, ultra-violent movie turned into a Saturday morning kid show with Rambo. Who remembers that right there? Dominic said, did they have Blade Runner toys? No, Dominic, they never did. Never did. Well, they did, in the last couple of years. Super 7 did them, but not when we were a kid. No, I don't really have these in an order. So another kid cartoon that a lot of people watched and loved back in 1986, Teen Wolf. That's right, Teen Wolf had a cartoon. I don't know if it was based on I don't know if it was based on Jason Bateman or Michael J. Fox. I'm guessing Michael J. Fox. But Teen Wolf went from the big screen to the animated small screen. What about Potato Heads, a spinoff from Mr. Potato Head? Yep, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, they got it on, man. They knocked their boots. And they make some little french fries called Potato Head Kids. I'm guessing that's what potato heads are. Maybe it's some little kid with a big potato on his head. And if there's any cartoon that seems like it was just a cartoon to sell toys, it's Laser Tag Academy. I mean, come on, at least He-Man. You can kind of say, well, sure they wanted to sell toys, but they did a nice cartoon. But Laser Tag Academy, that just seems like a 30-minute commercial right there. What about Inhumans, the cartoon series in 1986? I don't remember it, so I can't say much about it, just like I can't say much about the Glow Friends. I don't remember. Maybe you do. If you do, in the chat, let people know if Glow Friends was worth watching. And we have Galaxy High, a sci-fi cartoon series in 1986 that kids seem to really eat up. And one that I'm against, Flintstones Kids. Now, you had the smash hit Muppet Babies, where you got to see Miss Piggy walking around in a diaper. Then they turned Fred, Barney, Wilmer, Dino, Wilma, Betty, Flintstones Kids. I just don't like kids. I don't like when they take... I didn't like it. I don't understand how Fred and Wilma were friends as kids. And Barney and Betty. I mean, okay, one of them might have been childhood friends. They grew up and got married. I give you that. But come on, both of them, and they're all friends. They were friends when they were kids, too. It's just too stupid for me. Dennis the Menace. He stopped being a menace to that old man in black and white. Now he was being a menace to the old man in cartoon form. Dennis the Menace had a cartoon. And I'm sure a lot of you remember Defenders of Earth. They did an action figure line based on it also, Defenders of Earth. And we talked about the Chuck Norris toys. He had a cartoon series also. And one last cartoon I'm sure you all remember, Adventures of Galaxy Rangers. I don't know what that, be honest with you, I don't know what that is either. I was probably out of cartoons, I guess, by 1986, because I don't know what Adventures of Galaxy Rangers is, but it's fun to say. The Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers. Ranger, Danger, Danger Rangers. Okay, here. What about a pup named Scooby-Doo? Did they turn... oh my God. Did they turn pup Scooby-Doo in... I mean, bad enough they had Scrappy-Doo. Probably didn't do Baby Caveman. Or Captain Cave. Maybe it wasn't a captain. Private Caveman. Oh, man. So that's the look at some cartoons in 1986. Samantha said Transformers and G.I. Joe were her main cartoon jams. There you go, Samantha. Some good cartoons. Never seen one episode of either. Can you believe it? But you're an 80s kid, Junkman. How can you be an 80s kid if you never watched the Junk? If you never watched... Oh, God, I can't talk, you stupid fuck. How can you be an 80s kid if you never watched G.I. Joe or the Transformers? G.I. Joe I never could get into. I was set in my ways. I was like, Star Wars, play Star Wars, talk Star Wars. And look at me today. Here I am, almost 30 years old, still talking Star Wars. They did with Captain Caveman. He had a son. Oh, my God. Oh, well. Let's see. I just saw your video on the Tonka twins, or however you say it. Lucasfilm is greedy. Well, let's put it in Lucas's standpoint. One, it's not a Lucas thing. No movie gives, no actor, no one in movies is getting royalties or a percentage of merchandise sales. Not back then, not today. Now, there are some exceptions to the rule when you got someone maybe like Tom Cruise or some big actor will put it in their contract and the studio really needs them for the show, for the movie, and they'll say, okay, we'll give you a percentage of that. For the most part, it wasn't Star Wars. No movie. They saw action figures as promotional material, like putting a face on a poster. And even today, you're not gonna, if you're some background character in some new Star Wars or Star Trek, or even if you have a speaking part, you're not gonna get royalties. Daisy Ridley's not gonna get paid every time you buy a Daisy Ridley figure. And don't give me that. Nobody's buying them. Don't give me that. You know what I mean? So no, I mean, she wasn't somewhere in her life and her career where she could demand that in a contract. I doubt anyone from the new movies are getting that either. And let's just say Lucas got that letter and said, if you didn't see the video, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but let's say Lucas got that letter from that lady's lawyer and said, okay, we'll give her half a percent or something just so we can make the twins, right? Then that opens him up to every actor in Star Wars saying, hey, what about me? And if he has to give all of them the same deal, and then you got the bigger stars like Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, they're going to say, hey, what about us? If you're giving the background guys 1%, we want 30%. It would be a nightmare. And then what if Harrison Ford says, you're giving, all these people have to agree for their likeness again? I don't agree to it. Now that you're making us all re-agree, I'm not agreeing to it. And then you have no Harrison Ford on any Star Wars merchandise. It would be crazy from Lucas's standpoint. I can understand. I mean, you could say, yeah, it'd be nice if he gave everybody a little extra. Now, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, all of them, they didn't get any of the merchandise money at all. But Lucas did, once it became a big hit, did give them some bonus, some percentage of the gross, and they all got over $1 million and more and kept going. So, but when you're talking background characters, can you really, I mean, it's just not the way it works. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's not a Lucas thing. Although Lucas can be a dick, and I'm sure Lucas, they say, hey, Lucas, this lady, Star Wars has been dead and gone, starting to come back around this time, 95. As far as, hey, they're trying to milk us out of some money here. And Lucas said, who? These background characters? We just won't make it then. And he washes his hands of it. And you don't screw around with Lucas. Lucas, from everything I've heard about Lucas, is like once you piss him off, once you do something bad, that's it. You're like cut off, man. Anyway. Jim Byrne, like a mood ring. We got Machine Man. The twin videos were actually pretty informative. Thank you so much. Rogue Comments. The voices are Monty Python quality. Ashley says Captain Caveman. Okay, sorry about that. Samantha says smiley face with a laughing sun. Did you know the author of the First Blood Rambo was named after a type of apple? I did not know that. I do know that John Rambo died in the novel. Mark Hamill said he wanted. No, Mark told me he wanted 100th of 1% of the action figure. Yeah, he did. Mark Hamill did. I think I talked about in that video. Did want merchandising right, and his people even told him you're not getting that. You're unknown. You're not getting that. I'm going to design a "Don't Screw with Lucas" shirt. You probably could do that. Don't screw with Lucas. I mean, I did a whole video on the David Prowse thing where it was more of a misunderstanding than a leak. And a lot of times it wasn't even his fault. And Lucas cut him off of cons and everything, man. And David Prowse said he's never even been paid for his work for Return of the Jedi because every time he tries to get a check from Lucasfilms, they would tell him Return of the Jedi hasn't hit a profit yet. And he was only paid if they hit a profit. Now, I think he got a standard acting whatever role, but he was supposed to get a percentage of the profit, I think. And he didn't because Return of the Jedi never hit a profit. Return of the Jedi never hit a profit. Oh, check my video. I did a video on that. We won't spend all day talking that. Let's look at the top 10 shows of the 1980s. Let's go. We can all talk about this. Number 10. I watched this not for the story. I watched this for one reason only. Not going to lie to you. I watched it for 2 words. Alyssa Milano. Who's the boss? She was the boss. At least for all I'm concerned. But because I even had a big poster of Alyssa Milano on my door. Now she's gone a little bit shit crazy in the last couple of years. But she's still a nice looking middle-aged woman. Who's the boss? I don't care. I know some of you are saying you watched it because you like looking at Jonathan, but no, I liked it because I like looking at Who's the Boss. Put it on mute. Remember one time she got a hickey and Tony Danza got all mad? Talked all Brooklyn to her. Number 9, Bruce Willis was taking over television with Moonlighting. I think, actually, she liked that show, if I remember correctly. Moonlighting. I remember, I can't tell you much. I seen probably, it was really big. People really talking about it. Maybe I was too young for it. I could never really get into it. You know, number 8. Not a big, never watched it either. I mean, seen a couple of shows, and we're talking about the crazy, the cultist, the weird. Kirk Cameron in Growing Pains. Remember that? Growing Pains. I do remember an episode where he watched Gilligan's Island, and he couldn't believe that when he turned the TV off and turned it back on, the episode kept going. Man. Oh, man. Samantha says, yes, Alyssa Milano was a cutie. She, in the 80s? Let's see here. Damn, garbage men. First is the cutting the grass, and then there's somebody working on the house. Now the garbage man out there making a ruckus. What kind of ruckus? I can't really describe the ruckus, but he's making it. Number 7, classic comedy, Night Court. I watched a lot of Night Court. I can't say a lot of. I would watch Night Court time to time. I would like to go back and watch it again. I bet it's more. I bet I would enjoy it more today. Brent Spiner, Data would be popping there every now and then. Night Court. And the one show that's been on our list, and it's usually number 1 and number 2, slipped down to number 6. Take that, Leslie Stahl. 60 Minutes is at number 6 for the top 10 shows of 1986. And number 5, The Funny. Now, it was listed on the comedy. I don't know why, because I don't think they ever told one joke on the show, or at least one funny joke, unless you were about this tall and you had gray hair, and then every time you said something, even if it wasn't a joke, they would hit the laugh track button. Golden Girls. I hate Golden Girls. Now, again, I don't know. Show might be okay. I wouldn't watch it. I don't care about the show. Hate Golden Girls merchandise. Did a whole video on that. Hate Golden Girls merchandise more than I hate the show. But I do hate that little old lady. Then everybody's got to tell me she's not the oldest. She was actually the youngest, but they dressed her up to make her look old. We know. I hated that little old lady. That was really the youngest lady. Every time she said something, if it wasn't funny, it don't matter. They just put the laugh track in. We're going to go play, hey Dorothy, we're going to go play bingo tonight. Want to come? And then that little old lady come walk in through the kitchen with a purse right here. I'm ready to go. And they would, the audience would bust in. Oh my God. Yeah, Rue McClanahan says something kind of sexual and everybody laughs. Yeah, Sophie. No matter what she said, they laughed about it. Has anybody seen my diaphragm? It's right here. Oh, God. Okay, let's get out. Let's not. Golden Girls. Number 4, Murder, She Wrote. Would you invite this lady to a party? Would you invite this lady anywhere? Wherever she shows up, someone dies. You know, I heard that the original working title of this is, I heard that, couldn't get through laughing. I got like, I ain't gonna tell this joke again. I heard the original working title of this TV show was called That Bitch Talking Crazy. But I don't know. That's just what I missed my joke up. It was That Bitch Talking About Murder. That's what it was. I said that joke like twice already. So laughing at myself over here. Number 3. Cheers. I thought this would be number 2 or number 1. Cheers. I need to go back and watch Cheers again. I watched it back then, but I think it was a little bit more mature comedy sitcom for, a 14, 15-year-old. I bet I would enjoy it more today. Of course, you had a lot of characters on there that became famous. And, Cheers, good show. Number 2 is Skippy gets his own show with Family Ties. More Skippy. People would ask me like in 1986, what does Family Ties need? And I would say it needs more Skippy. It needed more Skippy. They should have just called it Skippy's Family Ties. They should have just done that. But you could have had more Scott Valentine as Nick. It would have been good also. And the number 1 show on your television. There was a lot of 30-minute sitcoms. In fact, all but 2 is a 30-minute sitcom. 60 Minutes, of course, is an hour and a half news show. And number 4 was Murder, She Wrote, which was a 1-hour drama. Oh, Moonlighting. Moonlighting went 30 minutes, was it? I think Moonlight might have been an hour. But the number 1 show, Cosby Show. Not surprised right there. I think y'all know that. Cosby Show was the number 1 television show of 1986. Ooh, don't go asleep around Bill Cosby, or he'll have the Cosby Show playing in the background. Murder, She Wrote TV for seniors. Yeah, old people love Murder, She Wrote. Murder, She Wrote, Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy. Could have put them all back to back, and the old people would have been all over. Old people love CBS. Let's just be honest. Skippy Loves Mallory. That would be a good spinoff. Skippy Loves Mallory. Need more cowbell? Can always use more cowbell. Picture this: Golden Girls. Remember Golden Palace? The spinoff, The Golden Girls. Love Night Court, says Mark. Good show. Samantha says Kirk Cameron's a few fries short of a Happy Meal. He is very short of a Happy Meal. That dude is weird. Go figure. Brooklyn, He Loves God. I'm not judging. I mean, just a little too preachy something. It's just a little too far on the preachy side. I don't care if he's religious. No, he just seems a little too preachy sometimes. Hey, he seems like a happy guy. Seems like he's got a family and everything, I guess. I mean, seems like he's doing pretty good. Hadn't had to work, I guess, since Growing Pains, unless it's that damn Left Behind movie no way saw. So I'll give him that one. So let's play a video. Let's play a video before we look at the top 10 movies of 1986.
Funny, but here's that rainy day. Here's that rainy day they told me about.
I know, y'all probably sick of seeing that, but that's still funny. But I played it so I could get me something to drink, and then I realized I left my drink downstairs. Oh, man. Oh. Now I'm going to be coughing, hocking in your face again. Sorry about that.
Hey, junk. If you go to one of the junk... he trolls all my friends on his live stream.
I remember that guy.
He dresses up like Google Cock and makes fun of
Trust me.
Okay, love that ape singing so that I could listen to the whole song. Bible Man. William Ames did do Bible Man movie. Whew. Why didn't they get Kirk Cameron to do that? Okay, let's look at the top 10, guys. The top 10 movies. What are we up to? 42 people, pop culture in the morning. Number 10, probably my favorite movie in 1986. Maybe we'll see when we get through this list. One of my top 10 movies of the 80s. Really, for sure, my top 3 teen movies of the 80s would be Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's right. In 1986, Ferris Bueller and his friends took a day off from school. And I think that's about the time I started playing what we called hooky. Playing hooky. They call it cutting class. We would say that also. Oh, skip school. My dad would always say, "Hey, did you skip school?" I was like, I didn't skip. I didn't skip it. Just didn't go. 9. I think Meryl Streep might be in this movie. I'm not sure. Out of Africa. 1986. I wasn't watching anything called Out of Africa. Ruthless People. A good movie. I remember that. I don't remember much about it. I think maybe was Danny DeVito in that. Judge Reinhold, I think, might have been in there. Ruthless People. I think it's based on a true story. Bette Midler might have showed up in that too. I remember it being a pretty good movie. Number 7. We're going to talk more about Star Trek tonight because it's Star Trek Thursday. I don't know if I got any more I can talk about Star Trek, man. What else can I say about Star Trek that hadn't been said? Star Trek Thursdays. Anyway, Star Trek Voyage Home. The crew of the Star Trek Enterprise went back home in 1986 in Star Trek The Voyage Home. Pretty good Star Trek movie. Not one of my favorites, but not one I hate. Middle of the road Star Trek. Good humor in it and everything. Number 6, Steven Spielberg was back, and I couldn't believe it as a kid. I was like, Steven Spielberg made a new movie. Tell me about it, please. What is it? Who's in it? That lady that does talk shows. It's about what? Now, I'm not going to say The Color Purple was a bad movie, but we're talking about a 14-year-old and Steven Spielberg. I mean, what did we have before this? 1942, Jaws, Poltergeist. Well, he produced Poltergeist. E.T. coming off E.T. Raiders, Temple of Doom. So, you know, aimed exactly for me at my age, each one. Perfect time. And then I was like, all right, a new Steven Spielberg movie. I can't wait. Let's see the... Ew. A little too heavy for a 14-year-old. The color purple. I think it might have been nominated or it might have won Best Picture of the Year. Let me know in the comments. It might have won Best Picture. I don't think it did. I don't think Spielberg got his Oscar until a few years later, but I think it was nominated. Number 5 was more my type of a movie. It was a sequel to a movie called Alien, and it wasn't called Alien 2. It was called Aliens with an S. That's right, they just added an S to it. Ooh, Aliens, because that made you excited by the title because you knew you get more than one alien. You was going to get 2. Oh, man. Then, number 4, I couldn't believe this. I saw this at the theater. I could not believe this was number 4. I didn't think it was that much of it. I thought it was mild here, maybe. Not top 4 for 1986. Ronnie Dangerfield had to go back to school to get an education, and they called the movie Back to School. Remember that? Back to School with Ronnie Dangerfield. Classic scene with Sam Kinison in it. That was really funny. Then he tells the lady, she's like, hey, can I call you sometime? And she's like, no, I got class. He's like, well, what about Saturday? She's like, I know, I got class. And he said, why don't you call me sometime? We ain't got no class. Oh, and I remember laughing in the theater. Oh, classic comedy. I don't know if it holds up today. Somebody told me they was going to make a reboot of that. Hope it's not an all-female reboot. Number 3. The Karate Kid, Part 2. Ralph Macchio's getting bullied again, and this time he's going to get Pat Maria to help him out once more. He is going to put a stop to being bullied in Karate Kid 2. Number 2, which is, I can understand, this was a huge movie. Everyone was talking about this movie in 1986. The Man Down Under, the man that loved to eat Vegemite sandwich, the movie starring Usual Mike. Just playing it didn't. That's about the only person I know from Australia. We're talking Dundee himself, Crocodile Dundee, number 2 movie of the year, 1986. What a hit. I remember everybody was talking about this movie. It's a pretty good movie. Not gonna lie to you. I didn't like 2 that much. Never saw 3 when we went to LA. But Crocodile Dundee, great movie. Bring it back. Let's get a final ending. Let's kill off Crocodile Dundee in the final movie. There you go. Now, who said Danny DeVito was dead? Who said Danny DeVito? What? That can't even be an April Fool's joke right there. Danny DeVito is a national treasure. Come on. You've never seen anything as funny as you see Danny DeVito coming out of a couch naked on Always Sunny. Unless it's Danny DeVito sliding down a water park slide with no water on it. That's pretty classic also here. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, guys. What was the number 1 movie? Don't cheat. Don't go to Google. You will get a video clip that you've probably seen already. I'll give you an Alien Todd. You give me an Alien Todd. You give me the number 1 movie of 1986 without cheating. I will give you an Alien Todd inappropriate joke. So be warned. I don't want to upset anybody. Let's see. Let the channel cat up. I know I'm on like a 15-second delay or something. Thank you, Richard Pryor. Okay. There's a lot of April Fools going on in here. Empire of the Sun. Jim says something about it. Let's see here. A lot of people are on Google right now trying to cheat, trying to look up to see what was number 1. Top Gun. Samantha says gonna be Top Gun. Samantha, you are correct.
What's the difference between a black man and Batman? Batman can go out at night without robbing.
That's gonna get me in so much trouble. That's gonna get me in so much trouble right there. Sorry about that. But Samantha, you got it right. Hope you didn't Google it. Top Gun, the number 1 movie of 1986. We saw Val Kilmer in the lead. Top Gun with Tom Cruise as the villain and Melanie Griffin as the love interest to Val Kilmer. Really good movie. Check it out. It's about, I haven't seen it in a while. I know it's about some Navy airplane fighters that steal an airplane, try to fly it over to Russia to sell it on the black market, and they get caught by 2 spies. I haven't seen it in a long time, but hopefully it's good. Beverly Hills Cop. I don't think that was 86. I don't think that was 86. Could be wrong. If it was, it didn't make the top 10, which would be hard to believe. But I remember we talked about Top Gun a few days ago when we talked about it another year. Top Gun is one of my all-time faves, says Samantha. I hadn't seen it at this theater, so I'm not going to say anything bad. I just remember going to the theater, and I think it was overhyped. Everybody was like, you got to see it, 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 you got to see it. So I went to see it, and I was like, this is it? But again, maybe I need to see it again. And then I bought that Nintendo game, and it was horrible. I couldn't land on the aircraft carrier. Oh my gosh, so I got some bad taste, but maybe I need to see that again. Debbie Does Donuts. Oops, wrong list. Debbie Does Donuts sounds like it might be a pretty good movie right there. Okay, guys, that's a look at 1986 from the movies, the toys, the television shows, and everything else. Had a lot of fun. I hope you did too.
You can't win, Darth. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
I could watch that all day. Let's check over the chat some, just see what's going on over in the chat, because we've got about, what we got here? We got about 5.5 minutes left. Samantha, Transformers the movie, which also got me into heavy metal music. And pick up a guitar. Samantha's rocking down the house in her guitar. Well, if you like cartoons and heavy metal music, maybe you need to see the cartoon Heavy Metal. Val Kilmer is a stupid Dickonen. I can't read that. The worst, I wasn't born until the end of October 1986. Oh my God, you are a child. We got a child in here. Alien Todd, we got a child in here. Oh my God, he's probably getting very offended. Okay. We got Chris says, hey, Junkman. Hi, just Chris. Hi, Junkman. We got, didn't see Top Gun till VHS. My sister really enjoyed and talked me into going to see that one, and it was okay. Chad, I've seen every one of those movies in the theater in 86. I was 14, a great year man, you went to see Out of Africa at 14. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. At 14, Out of Africa, you couldn't have dragged me to. You might could have taught me at the Color Purple because it had, it was Steven Spielberg and it starred William Dafoe. So maybe, yeah, I know William Dafoe's not in it. Heavy Metal is also a fun movie. Never seen it, heard a lot of good things about it. Samantha says that she just got back from flying her F-14, that it was a sweet airplane, but she prefers the F-13 a little better. So ready to go. Thank you for letting us know. Dominic says that although he thought Top Gun was on point, it did bring up some concerns about the friendship between a Russian lover and a U.S. spy. I don't remember, maybe Dominic is really enjoying that. Jay Castleman, hope I said that right. He says, hey, Junkman, one of my favorite movies from 1986 was the special edition of Starman. I didn't even know they'd re-release Starman in 1986 with a special edition. Thank you, I did not know that. We got Rich. Rich said that he went to see Poltergeist in 1986, but it wasn't playing, that it was released a few years before that, and when he got there to buy a ticket, the ticket man laughed at him. Sorry about Rich, that happens sometime. Who else we got? Oh, come on, give me one more before we get out of here. Chat's moving show. We got Brian. Brian is here. He says Val Kilmer was not only in Top Gun, but he was also the main star in Out of Africa. I did not see that. I'm glad to know that. Jim says Top Gun, gay overtone, and that's what he loves so much about it. Just Chris says spooky. Dominic says ha ha. And Joe says Starman is a classic, but he prefers to watch Man of the Star. I don't know what that is, dude. Sorry. And Brooklyn Steve is in the house. Brooklyn Steve is on the house, and he says that one of his favorite movies from 1986 is, without a doubt, Uncle Fester's Quest. Never saw it. Uncle Fester's Quest. Never saw it. Wait, what? He says it's a spinoff from the Addams Family movie, Uncle Fester's Quest. I don't have to check that out. Hey, I said it didn't do too good at the box office. It only made $11,000 with a $36 million budget. Sorry about that. Brooklyn said it is good, just got underrated. So if you see it, check it out. Uncle Fester's Quest. Jim Vim says Val Kilmer will always be I can't not read. Jim Valkimmer will always be Batman. Great role, says Jim. Norman Warrior says that The Great Mouse Hunt was a great film. Just Chris says, I'm okay, are you okay, is everyone okay? Dominic said that they thought that Nickelodeon was something the grandmother did in their pants. I don't know what that means, Chris. I don't know, Dominic. I don't know what that means there. And Ashley is back in the house. She at Samantha and said, K-pop. You young kids, man. I don't know. Bub said, Starman is xenophobic, racial slur. Bob the Zombie also said, although it's a racial slur, he thought Starman was a pretty good movie, but divisive. I don't know what that means. Brooklyn Steve D says he can't help but being a cheerleader. I don't know what that is. Ashley says lol. Jim says Jim Morrison, not Batman. Jim Morrison, Gary Conley. I don't even know who Gary Conley is. Dominic says Junkman is the best. Junkman is the best right there. So that's just some April Fool's reading jokes right there. So it's April Fool's Day. That's how we'll end it right here, guys. I want to thank you so much for the super chat. Come and join me at Pop Culture in the Morning. We will be back tomorrow, Friday's edition, Pop Culture, where we just have a lot of fun. We might even sing a song about a jelly. We don't know. I got rid of my Jelly Man Kelly video, though, but we will fall out. We'll go watch. What can we end the show with today? I know y'all want to see.
Hi, baby girl.
Samantha's like, can you play that whole thing? That's it, guys. An hour in. Let's head on out of here. I will see y'all at 5 o'clock with the Daily Video, the toy company that almost got Star Wars. And later tonight, Star Trek talk Thursday night. See if I can find anything else to say about Star Trek that's not Next Generation related. Let's go. Thank you guys for the support. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't. Share the channel. Tell others about the Junkman, and we will be back tonight.
This is like my show where I like talk to people who are pretty cool and will like talk about things I think are pretty cool. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited.